Okay, this week we're going to be doing our section detail. So that is going to be at a different scale from what you've used for the rest of your drawing package. So it's most likely going to be in a scale of 1 to 5. That's what I've used for mine, my drawing here. But it could even be 1 to 10 perhaps, given the size of your detail that you're doing, but I think most of you will be around 1 to 5. That's something you're going to have to work out on the size of your A3 page, what's going to fit the best. Might mean, or will mean, that you'll probably need another ruler if you've been using one of these with 1 to 150, 1 to 20, etc. on it. Then usually for the details we have another ruler with those smaller scales on it, 1 to 1, 1 to 2, 1 to 5, 1 to 10. So keep that in mind. And of course, just like your bathrooms, all of these details are going to be different for you all. But what we want is a piece of joinery that is fixed to the wall in some capacity. If you don't have that, you've just got some kind of freestanding cupboard, talk to Del and I, and we'll work out how to the best way for you to approach that, and we'll approach it as if it is fixed. Okay, so the first thing that you're going to need to put on your plan is a section symbol, and this is located in the drafting standards that we've given for you, the how to construct that. I notice I've done mine a little differently from how they do it. I just find it a bit easier to draw. They do it without this coloured in and without this little extra tag on the end that I've done. So either way is okay for you guys to do it. I just find you kind of draw this bit anyway, so it's there. On the end, we just put a little tag, and it's just a little thicker on the end to show where that ends. Sometimes you might find them with this same symbol on the other end as well. It's again just one of those things that is a little bit different from design office to design office, and but yeah, you can use or I want you to use this ending for this project, and you can use either the way I've done it there or the what's in the drafting standards here for this project. So what you're going to need to do is this really helps you think about what you're doing and what you're showing. So remember when we did the exercise with the apple, we cut through the apple or whatever food you cut through. This is to help you visualize what is going to be happening here with this section detail. So this shows that I'm cutting through my cupboard. So if you might want to sort of view this, in my instance, against the photos that I've put in of my bathroom and cupboard detail to help you visualize this. But this bit here is the cupboard that sits, it's a mirror cupboard, and it sits above the shelf in my bathroom. I'll show you on the elevation. It's this here. So what I'm doing is I'm cutting through at this point, and I'm looking in this direction. So I'm looking at all the side of that cupboard, which shows the hinges here, top and bottom, shows what it's made out of, and there's all these little drill holes, little dots, because these are adjustable shelves. So ADJ stands for adjustable. That means I can move the height of these shelves into all of these holes. Okay, so expect this to take a little while to get your head around imagining inside cupboards and how they're constructed. But you've got your cupboard there, so have a good look at it and see how things are constructed. So if we were at RMIT at the classroom, we usually wheel out we've got a little kitchen cabinetry thing on wheels that you might have seen around the place that really helps us to see the thickness of things and how they're constructed. But yeah, in lieu of that, we've got our own bathroom cabinetry to really study. So there's a couple of things that are standards, and often with joinery it'll be made from MDF, and there's a bunch of different standard widths, and you might find that your piece of joinery is made from 18mm MDF. So MDF board is like a medium density fibre board is what it stands for, and the standard widths are 18mm. So this drawing board that I'm using is a piece of MDF. It's 6mm, whereas so yeah, it comes in a bunch of standard widths for different purposes. So this cross hatching here that I've done indicates that MDF. So I've done my section detail at 1 to 5. I've got some dimension lines exactly the way we've done it in the past, with 1.5 centimeters here and then each one 1 centimeter apart there. I've drawn in my hinge that's attaching the door, because all of these mirrored doors come open. So I've cut through here and I'm looking against the end of it here, and I've got a mirror attached to this MDF. So what I'm showing here is this is the carcass to be constructed from 18mm MDF with white melamine interior. So if you look at the photos, it's not just the raw MDF like this, it's got white melamine adhered to the surface. And then I've got here 3mm mirror to the front of the unit, and I've got my soft close hinge. I've just made up a code and said it's from Bloom, so you might have a similar situation there, or you might not have a hinge at all. It depends where you're cutting through your cabinetry. So so it gives a builder an idea of how you want, where you want the hinges. We've got a little lip, shows the little lip here, so when I come to open that cupboard, it gives me a little handle to put my fingers under and open that cupboard. I haven't dimensioned all of these holes. It's up to you. You know, it depends on your drawing whether you would do that or not. Often the builder would just work that out evenly himself anyway, but you know, you could do that. I've just realised I forgot to put my dimension in up the top here. I'll do that for the width of the unit. So again, we need to know how wide this is. You'll notice there's 2 lots of MDF on the bottom, and I've just sort of indicated my shelf below. So when you come to drawing this, you'll need your elevation, because that will help you with all the dimensions for getting the dimensions, transferring it here but at a different scale, and your plan view, of course, with your symbol in it, that will help you visualize your unit there, or yeah, whatever you're drawing. So I'll pop these drawings into Canvas as well, so you can look at them in a little bit more detail. I was going to say I just generalized the hinge a little bit. If you've got a hinge, to just do a simplified drawing of that. Yeah, and probably when I come to inking up, I'll make these arrows a little shorter rather than so far away. Yeah, so the important thing is to use this cross hatching to indicate MDF. And yeah, if you've got a mirror to the outside, because we're working at such a small scale now, we can we're down to 5 mils, so we can indicate this. So I've said it's 3mm mirror. It's really probably drawn at 5 mils because we're not at a scale where we're down to the millimeter, we're down to 5 mils, so that's fine. That dimension is mentioned here, so that's not an issue that people will be measuring from the drawing. Okay, so expect this to take you some time, or maybe even a couple of goes to get it right and work out the scale. But like I said, Del and I will be around to help you with that. So happy detailing.